And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast right now. This is your host, Chris. We got my boy, Jesse. What's up, dude?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And we got two special guests today from Netherlands. We got Damien and Josh. What's up, guys?
Yo, what's happening? Good to be here.
And we do this on all streaming platforms as well, Spotify, Google, and all that, and it's just audio. So for everyone to get used to your voice, can you just say your name and what you do in the band?
My name's Damien. I play drums. I've played drums for 15 years or something like that, I think.
And this is Josh. I play synth bass in the band Netherlands, as well as guitar in other previous endeavors.
I like the synth bass. When I was looking at the band and the titles and stuff like synth bass, like Aux 2 was in that. That's like not your typical band lineup. Usually just bass, guitar, drums.
Yeah, it's like it's. I don't think I've ever seen a band. I mean, maybe some industrial folks, but certainly not like anything considered like whatever sludge metal. Like just two synth basses. It's so much low end, you almost don't know what to do with it.
What is a synth bass? Just a bass with like a synthesizer pedal attached to it, basically?
No, I'll show you exactly what it is.
Actually, he's got it. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
The micro Korg.
That's dope as hell. Jeez.
So what we do, this actually is a new one I got a couple days ago, which is rad. You can do all kinds of crazy vocoder effects. I'm so excited to be here. Yes. So
that's awesome.
That's kind of where my mind's at right now. So what I do is we both do run a keytar that's just a MIDI controller into micro Korg through a bunch of pedals and then out of a couple SVTs. And it's very, very, very... Am I allowed to curse on here?
Yes, you can.
It is very fucking loud.
Dude, that's gangster as hell. So basically, it's just a a keyboard guitar version of a bass. So it's like a key bass, basically. That's gangster, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, it's
really
cool.
cool.
I feel like in this band's sound in particular, it's very interesting to have the sort of, I don't know, the physical presence of those SVT cabs just like creates that bass experience that I feel like is missing from all concerts these days, where like you're up close and you actually like feel your shirt vibrating.
It's like a Sunn O show.
Exactly. Yeah. We need more of that, and it's cool.
I've never been to a Sunn O show, but I heard like my audio professor back in college, he was telling me his one friend went there and he was such a hater on them, right? He was like, this band is a joke, like, because like remember like certain notes make you feel different things on like different parts of your body and stuff, and that's like the whole thing. And his friend was like, nah, it's bullshit, whatever. I don't believe that. I'm not gonna feel anything. This is stupid. They go there and apparently he shit himself. And that's where the brown note actually became a thing, he said. And I was like, no way. And like, I don't know if my professor's being like, trying to lead us on with that, but that if the guy actually shit himself, that's amazing.
I mean, I really don't doubt that. I actually have never seen Sunn. They played here like maybe a year ago, a couple shows. I was just like busy or working or have a gig or whatever. I didn't go. I regret it, especially now with COVID. Like I'm regretting it so hard. Never had it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, if you go see Sunn and you shit yourself, I think you kind of won. Like, that's great. I would wear that as a badge of honor.
Like, dude, they'll make T-shirts out of it. Shit myself. This show. Every tour has one,
Yeah.
Wear
Different
diaper
shit.
Yeah, they sell diapers at the
slightly
merch
more
booth.
green, slightly more orange.
Richard Christie would probably be a huge fan of that, wearing a diaper to a show.
That's
Hey, you want to
awesome.
buy a T-shirt? You know how like metal bands like I survived the pit of like Philadelphia? It's like I shit my pants in New York City.
If we could make that a thing, shitting your pants at a Netherlands show.
Yeah. Maybe.
Let's make it the last note or song of the set, so everyone can get mad. Like, all right, bye.
like the Dillinger escape plan of shit.
Yeah.
Like they end their sets with like a feedback. You just put the brown note on and walk off the stage.
Well, funny enough, we actually on one of our two forthcoming albums, we have a song where the main note is this. Actually, sorry, where is it? That's the note.
Oh my god!
Just inaudible yet beautiful, strangely.
Reminds me of my modem back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about you guys put out Zombie Techno. Solid record, guys. I'm glad that it's on
Thank you.
Bandcamp too.
Yeah,
Your Bandcamp with the green, I just love that, by the way. Just color schemes for me are really cool. I love the green and black.
Yeah,
I don't know if
awesome.
that was like your choice or whatever. I just have to mention that because I was like, yes. So
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, solid record. You guys put out 3 singles. You guys putting out music videos as well, maybe in the future? I know right now it's kind of hard to do stuff, but
Yeah, I think there's
there's
something in the works.
There's something in the works. It's interesting you say that. You know, it is difficult, but I think, you know,
details now.
I mean, if we knew more details, I think I could be. For now, it's just kind of people that are working on it. We know who's going to.
Is there like a concept in a way? Because
I heard something about like fetal position on the sidewalk.
There might be some. Yeah, there may be some fetal positions.
I was gonna say, with the music you guys put out, you guys can probably come up with a really cool music video, like this concept of the storyline with it. I feel like you get some real trippy stuff going on.
Yeah, Tim O has certainly put out, I think, videos in the past that explore like all types of music video. You know, I don't know, aesthetics. Like,
exactly.
we put out an animated video for the song Zombie Techno, which was hand drawn. Now, of course, I can't remember who drew that, but it's the information's available. We're probably going to shoot the next video. It's probably going to be a little, you know, live action with a real camera, but I don't know how many people will be in it. I think it might be, it might still be a visual experience more so.
Where are you guys calling from, actually? Are you guys in Brooklyn or no?
Yeah, my house in Bushwick.
Yeah.
Okay.
We live 4 blocks away from each other, in fact.
And Timo's there too, right? In Brooklyn?
Yeah, he's in Williamsburg. And our
so
studio
you guys are close together.
Yeah, exactly.
Very centralized. We can walk to the studio, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That must be amazing. Anytime, I've never done music at that level, but man, anytime just trying to jam with someone, I'll be there in 30 minutes and they like stop to get food or something. It's like an hour and a half later, I'm just sitting on my drum set sad. Just womp womp.
Yeah, it really is like kind of a dream, just it being this convenient. It's like the most luxurious we've certainly ever had it.
Oh, for sure. Oh, man.
Which is awesome too, because you can hear it in the music too. Like I checked it out and I was just like, it's a lot of different sounds. Like it's super interesting. Like I think like Google said you guys were just like alternative metal techno. I was like, all right, that's about as broad as you can get. I have no fucking idea what it's gonna be like.
I think there's 3 more genres in that description.
Yeah. Like depending on the website, I'll just throw in some random. I'm lost on genres, I guess. I don't know anymore. But yeah, it's super sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man. Do you guys ever get lost with like the effects? Do you just like stick with effects? 'Cause I feel like if the second I get into pedals, I'd get lost just playing with pedals all day. Do you guys just have like a set go-to, or are you just exploring like crazy?
Definitely a little bit of both. Timo he doesn't like me to talk about I'm like the one person that he's actually like, I mean, he like tapes up all of his pedals so nobody knows what any of them are. He's like, it's a super like deeply held secret, like what his tone is. And like rightfully so, because it's like, I still like, honestly, like playing in a band with the guy or not, I was a huge fan of his before I joined. It was why I joined, because I was a huge fan. And like his tone still like, it hits me in a way that's different than like, he's like, the way he swings it is like, I would describe like the middle point between Matt Pike and Trent Reznor, like equal
Huge
parts,
compliment.
like stoner low end, but also like industrial and weird noise. Timo loves his weird noises. So he's definitely taught me a lot about pedals. I've now expanded. I wish I could like tilt the camera down, but I have 2 pedal boards now. We both have double pedal boards in stereo. And yeah, it's a lot. I've certainly over quarantine been getting a lot of pedals. Earthquaker has been kind enough to hook me up with some really good stuff. They gave me a Bit Commander and the Arpanoid. And what else? I got the Cloven Hoof Fuzz. And
I love these names. They're kind of like out of a fantasy novel.
I don't think I've heard half of these.
I'm obsessed with Earthquaker's pedals. They're so rad. I would definitely recommend.
Is that like a sponsor or something, or someone you're affiliated with?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were kind enough to sponsor us. But that has nothing to do with it. I love their pedals.
Well, yeah. Speaking of Timo's like tone. I was kind of afraid because sometimes with like the techno stuff, it can kind of get like it's like really cool live, but in like the recording, it could sound like empty. And like that wasn't your guys' shit at all. It kicks in. And I'm like, this is fucking thick, dude. Like this is nice. Maybe it's like being a millennial or something. I need my bass. Like, you know, just like this is like, when it sounds empty, I'm like, it's a cool song, but I'll see you live. Like there's some bands that sound better live because of the bass.
There's a weird, you know, it's a trend. I think music, or it's not a trend. I don't know. It's a style of music, you know, engineering, mastering, but also just the engineering process where it's like, we'd rather make sure you can hear everything. And it really turned into like this safe mix sort of. It just feels way too safe. It's not exciting. And Tim O for sure has always kept with, you know, like it's gotta have more bass. Like even if it doesn't sound like it's coming out of Hollywood, you know, like it's gonna punch you, like it's gonna, you're gonna feel it. And I think we both agree, like, you know, can't speak for you, but
no,
we agree that that's so important.
No, it's honestly like playing in this band and just listening to the way that Tim O produces music and the way that all this music is produced is like almost ruined a lot of other music for me just because of the production. Like I need it. I crave like way too much bass now.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what happened with like all those like gent bands when they came on the scene. I feel like because everyone was recording in their freaking bedroom, like there's only so much you can do. And then like you'd like listen back to Meshuggah and you'd be like, Jesus Christ, man, they got the bass from the beginning to the end. Yes. And then they somehow add more of it when you see them live. And because I noticed all the gent bands, I'm like, I'd see them live, I'm like, oh my God, the song hits so fucking hard now. It's like, I realized that with 12-Foot Ninja. I remember like they don't have a bad mix, but it's not like it does. The heavy parts hit, but they don't hit so hard. But live, I was like, oh my God! I was like, Jesus Christ, this is so much heavier now.
There's also something. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on your approach, but there's something about when you're going direct. I know 12-Foot Ninja plays like they don't have any amps on stage; they're all running through whatever.
There was It's PSP AudioWare, I think, is the company that makes the processing that they're using. But the first time we heard about it, like now I know that they make plugins and they're, you know, that's the type of whatever, that's where they're working. But we were like, PSP, like they use the PlayStation Portable.
we opened for them at Webster Hall like years ago, and their tour manager was like, he was explaining this to us. He's like, yeah, bro, we just like run it all through a PSP, and was like, oh my God,
what?
I didn't know you just like modded. Like I was like, yeah, whatever it is, like massive low end response.
That was when you opened up with Shitkill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. That was when I remember seeing you guys there. That was really cool. That was
amazing.
The Gojira like death sound you guys had.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude. You have a cracked PSP. It records instruments and has all the video games. Battlefront Mobile Edition.
Yes.
Dude, that was dope, man. It was a Game Boy with a joystick. It was there before DS came out. I was like, dude, I could play this with a joystick. No more bullshit D-pad.
Didn't you sell and buy that like twice?
No, that's a DS.
Oh, okay.
Because I kept getting in and out of Pokemon. I was like, I'm an adult now. I don't need a DS. So the next Pokemon game come out, I'm like, I need a DS. Let's go and get it now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was under the false impression up until pretty recently that playing Pokemon was for children. But then I got a Switch and I got Pokemon Shield, and it literally has taken over my life.
Yeah, it's bad.
It is such a great game. Like, I don't care. Whatever. Maybe I'm a child.
I was gonna say that doesn't mean it's not for children.
No, it fucking rips, dude. Charizard has flaming wings now.
Yeah, dude. I got to like, I can't get into time sync stuff. That's why I never played World of Warcraft. I can't. Some RPGs have sucked my summers away. Oblivion. I didn't call anybody. I was for a whole summer. I was just locked away. Yeah. And Pokemon does that. Like I got to catch them all. I got to get all the stupid TMs, and that game is too big. And I was like, oh man, it was so much fun though. I still don't want to buy the expansion packs. I'm scared. I have the gift card.
It's so worth it. It's so worth it.
Oh man, I want that. Like
they give you all the originals.
Yeah, dude. I saw that. It was like this golden slowpoke. Like, it was like Meowth's coin on his ass or something. I forgot what it was. It breathes fire.
Did you guys get into Pokemon Go?
A little bit.
I remember it being, it's, you know, it was exciting to like see people down the street with you or whatever. Kind of like, you're like, why are there 30 people standing by this bench? Oh shit.
Yeah, it's goofy. It was weird to like, you know, usually like, I don't know how like social you guys are, but like, it's weird to look at people on the street and be like, Pokemon Go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's just like it's like, wow.
right when that was happening, we were still in college, and I was like, we were up there recording. Damon went to Bard,
Mhm.
and we were up there recording like constantly. And it was right when Pokemon Go was big, and it's, small town Red Hook that's right by Bard. It's like whatever, a couple thousand people. They're all like college kids there. So we would go out to the gas station, and the street would just be lined with all the Pokestops, all these college kids. They're all doing the same thing.
It was like townies too. It was literally everybody. It's like it was no joke.
But then we figured out it was a Chinese disinformation data collection app or something. I don't know.
Information.
So
Yeah, I got to. Yeah. Games are brutal. Do you like with that time sync shit, man? Someone kept trying. You ever hear of Persona? You guys ever get into game Persona?
I never played it. I've heard.
Yeah,
of it.
I've only heard of it. My friend is into all those RPGs. If it takes 150 hours to beat it, he loves it. And he just like every time he tried to sell me a game, it's like, dude, the intro is it the epilogue, whatever the word is. It's like, dude, the epilogue is 70 hours before you even get to the game. I'm like, that sounds fucking terrible. It's like,
Right?
like Jesus, I know I have no life, but like I can't think of it. It sounds like homework. I'm like, I gotta like read for 70 hours. Are you shitting me? Oh man. But now back to zombie techno.
yes.
Oh man, well, it's like, yeah, you're like, dude, I was like reading your guys' bio, and you guys played with literally everybody, like from Napalm. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's just like not that the sound doesn't make sense, but Napalm Death with Mutoid Man, I Hate God. I was like, Jesus Christ! I was just like,
names.
you guys are popping off. Were you like, did you guys play? Or were you guys in the band at the time when you guys played with Napalm Death? How was that show? That mix?
That was, I think that was they did a couple shows with them out in California. That was before we joined.
Oh my God. I always wanted to know. I was like, dude, that was a fucking interesting mix. Just this dude. It's like techno, very interesting band with this like old band with the dude comes out in a knee brace and just loses his fucking mind on stage.
Well, how did you guys get to join the band?
Well, basically, I mean, we both were just fans. We played, I mean, with Shit Kill, just kind of played around the scene, played Vitus a bunch of times. And I think I first saw Netherlands, I think they were opening for Candiria, maybe, or Mutoid Man. I saw them like a bunch of times at Vitus. We all went. Coming for Moontooth, like a bunch of shows, realized Timo and I had some friends in common. Started going to the studio, listening to stuff. He was like playing me the new record and stuff. And we just kind of had this friendship for a while. And then eventually we just kind of got to talking, and he was like, hey, I think we need a new drummer. And I was like, oh, well, you gotta, my boy Damo definitely do it. And then I was like jokingly like, hey, if you need another bass player too. He's like, actually, yes, we do. Do you play synth bass? And I was like, yeah. I don't know. I had played like, I went to a school that forced me to play classical piano when I was a little child. And then I like started listening to Slayer, and it all got bored out of my brain. But I had enough like faculties left that I could sort of hang. And it was like a little bit of a learning curve, but figured it out. Very complicated music, but we just like rehearsed constantly, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a week, especially for the first little bit, and like figured it out, booked some shows, and yada yada yada. Netherlands
from there. I had a similar experience, but Josh is much better at like being, I guess, like networking and being social at these shows. Like I loved Netherlands and had been to shows, but I think Josh was taking the cake there. And then eventually they were opening for Candiria again. There was a different show because I didn't go to the first show at the Brooklyn Bazaar. Rest in peace. And I don't remember. It happened during Candiria's set. There was a mosh pit going on. I wasn't involved in the mosh pit, except for the fact that somebody came swinging in my direction.
Ooh, there you go.
And I got a full on concussion at this show.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I'm literally not involved in the mosh pit. And I wake up, I'm like coming to, I have little split up memories from different times. I have Timo in my memory saying hi to Timo in the audience. I have talking with Gojira is in the audience. I'm like, I love your guys' music. They were at the show. Like, I wasn't making any of this up, but it was all just like, I just have little pieces of memory. And then I feel like it was like 2 weeks after that concussion, Tim, I was like, hey, like, yeah, you want to be in the band? And I was just like, what? Like, what the fuck are you? Is this real?
I think I remember what band you're in.
Yeah, exactly.
I just imagine you with a concussion saying hi to Gojira. Backbone. Awesome. Just
Flying whales.
Fucking
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like a Candiria show, man. People just like start like playing those mathy riffs. It's like, do I have to hit somebody? Someone hit somebody.
It was during the song Blood.
Blood.
Oh.
Blood.
Yeah, I might hit you, Damien, by accident. Blood comes on.
No, it's fine. Honestly, Blood was the song that I was like expecting something to go down during. I just don't think I was expecting to get a concussion, you know?
Yeah.
As long as it's during Blood, then I'm happy. I'm still happy.
Oh, man. Talk about a band that just doesn't get its due, Candiria. Like, people who know, but like, I remember I saw them the first time when Killswitch did that takeover of like New York when they released their album. They did like 7 shows, and I went to the one, luckily, Candiria opened, and I was like sitting there, like, what the fuck? And my brother was like, yeah, you didn't know them? They're fucking legends. I was like, yeah, they sound like it. They were crushing it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think, what show was that? What venue was that?
Bowery?
No, it was one I'd never been to before. I've been to so many shows in New York. I'd never been to this one.
It was by Chinatown, right?
Was it Bowery Ballroom?
It might have been. I guess maybe. I don't know the name. I'm bad with that. It was a goofy ass. It was a cool venue, but I literally, again, I've been to so many shows and I've never seen this. It's just one of those venues that just showed up random. I was like, all right, I've never seen a metal show here. Like, it's always like, yeah, man, yeah, Candiria, man, they're a band that I just don't understand. Like, maybe they were too early, or like they did get that bus crash that kind of cut their career, like put it on pause for a while.
Yeah,
but fuck, dude.
Yeah, they're Candiria. Like, I think it's daunting for a lot of people because they're stylistically so all over the place, like with the hip hop stuff and the mathy stuff and the jazz. Like, it's like there's really not a band like them, and like I find it hard to like have reference points for it, but they're so fucking good live. Like, the albums are a little more there's a little more variation, but you go see them live, like their set list is very much like, we're gonna kick your ass. Yeah. They're literally like one of the sickest bands I've ever fucking seen in my life.
It's nuts, but it's also like it annoys me because, well, Prague blew the fuck up like 5 years ago. Like, it's super awesome to be a Prague fan now. It's like, yeah, well, look at these guys. It's like, what, they're just a little too hard for you? It's like, I don't know. All the prog bands have heavy parts. Why the fuck just because they like lose their mind to start doing jazz breaks randomly?
Right. I also do think, I think it's common in like, I feel like more proggy music that's trending today. It's like, it's actually like not that heavy. Like, I know there is heavy prog music, but I feel like it typically, if you're actually like really successful in that genre now, it's not like the heavy parts. It's kind of that engineering thing I was talking about. It's the mix thing. Like, it's just a very safe mix. Like, the whole thing is hissy. It's all like, like, oh, I don't know. It's hard to listen to in this current form. I feel like Candiria is all.
Well, yeah, they're about as filthy as you can get and technical at the same time, which is weird. It's because like usually you want it clean because you want to hear all the technical parts. Like, nah, we're basically a hardcore band that fucking loses its mind for a while.
Yeah.
And I guess it's also like, I know I heard some dude at a guitar shop that got, like, started trashing all these like prog bands. Like, yeah, they just basically play Nintendo music. And I'm like, what? I was just like, yeah, they go, woo, 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 woo. Like, just like you just play like Sonic to it. I'm like, so Tosin's not good? He's like, he doesn't play riffs. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. Talk to you later. I was like, he's really good. You might not like him, but he's really good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's harder to be, you got to be, to some degree, you have to be good to play prog music. I'm sorry. It requires practice.
It's insane. But yeah, like, it blows my mind, like some of these bands like that. And like, well, they were popular, but I feel like they fell off, like Bleeding Through. I feel like it was like a band like that where it's like they were really big, but then they kind of like dived down. I was like, they're doing stuff way before everyone else. Like, why did it's just weird. Those like first bands always like just kind of get covered somehow. I don't know what like happens there.
Yeah.
Maybe they're too hard.
What are some bands that like kind of like influenced your style playing and got you into the whole music?
I mean, definitely early on thrash. Like back in the shit kill days, it was a lot of Slayer, it was a lot of Pantera, which I now find hard to listen to, unfortunately.
Really?
But I don't know. These days, definitely
because of Phil's stuff.
Yeah. Like I mean, I not to harp on that, but
that's all right.
I don't know. I grew up with it, but it leaves a funny taste in my mouth, especially given the times we're living in right now. But that being said, Gojira, we're both obsessed with. Mastodon, Sleep, I'm a huge fan of.
Or I feel like at the very beginning, like for me at least, there's always like Black Sabbath and like, you know, early bands like that, Led Zeppelin, but then also Helmet is like hugely inspirational for me, like inspirational. True, it's true.
Quite literally,
it just felt funny to say that word. You know, they like, I feel like we have a lot of that weird, like it's just like rhythmic metal, heavy rhythmic music for me.
That's what always got me into like some bands is like the rhythm section, you know?
Yeah.
Just that groove, like Sepultura and stuff like you know?
Yes, big time.
Just that kind of stuff. Like I was like, I love this.
Yeah. And that's what's amazing about what band you
Gojira?
just no, the first band you were talking about. I mean, like I think that's what Pantera crushes. Like, you know, Pantera is obviously an amazing band. I don't think you were implying that.
No, not at all.
It's just the current. It's just
it's the person. It's not the music.
Right.
Yeah.
So
but they also invented the breakdown. Like that's how it's like.
More made it.
Technically, Slayer invented it, but
I mean, like they made like that modern.
They perfected it.
Yeah. Well, also they did some stuff. Like I remember, like I guess I didn't do a deep enough dive into Pantera, but I was at Irving Plaza and like I forgot. It's like a huge song. It came up and it had like the fucking alarm clock riff, like shit. And I was just like, dude, this is a riff from like the late 90s. Like people are doing this shit now. Like I was just like, what? That was done so long ago. And Chris like, it's Pantera. I'm like, the fuck? I was like, the blast band that was on just did that. Like, they own a sandwich. And it's like, it's also, groove just beats it. Like, dude, like I love metal, but it's always like crazy. It's some kind metal like hates groove. Like they always shit on like new metal. Well, like some of the good new metal bands, like I love just because it's all based around groove. Like it might be simple, but it's like if you love groove, it's like like Soulfly. It's like
oh my god,
it's like it's simple. Who gives a shit? You can fucking dance your ass off and mosh all night to it. It's like
dude, I mean, Soulfly is. I mean, Sepultura obviously, but Soulfly for me has a real special thing. We're like 2 notes, 1 fucking note. Like I mean, from Roots, Bloody Roots on. Like I fucking what was it? That song No. It's 3 notes and it's the greatest shit. Like.
That's what Max is known for. Like, I love the his guitar actually doesn't have the bottom strings.
Yeah,
the high E and stuff. I was like, wow, are you serious? And then like I thought that was probably like back then or something. And then when I saw him live, he still had it.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, he still doesn't get the strings on. He's like, I don't need them.
No, of course not. What is he gonna do? He's gonna play a minor chord. Who the fuck wants to hear Max Cavalera play a chord?
Well, that dude's like the elder of groove, dude. Like that guy has such a big dreadlock. He looks like he's turning into Groot. Like he's just like becoming one with the earth. And he's just like, I convey what Mother Nature wants you to hear.
Yeah.
Just groove.
I can't wait to see what he looks like after quarantine. Like I saw,
cleaned up, I bet.
Yeah, right? I mean, so, I don't know. I saw someone. I follow a daily Matt Pike on Instagram. It's. I don't think there's any affiliation. It's just like a bunch of fans that post pictures of Matt Pike every day. Matt Pike is my personal hero, so I love it. But somebody put up a picture. They were like Matt Pike 2020, and it's him with like big gray mutton chops. I was like, all right, he's still kicking.
I think Max did a cameo. Is that where you sing the birthday? Like someone you want a birthday song, you sing it for them. Yeah, he did that for someone, and I was actually kind of surprised because I didn't recognize him at first. Like it was him. I think he just shaved or something. Like got a little trim down there. So
baby face Cavalera.
I was like, oh shit, that's Max. So if you want a birthday song, hit him up on Cameo.
Yeah, I do.
I wonder how much he's charging.
Birthday! Happy birthday!
Dude, they're so good, dude. Fucking hell. I have a friend who always like has to comment if something's too simple. He's like, dude, it's good, but like it's so simple. I'm like, yeah, a lot of really good songs are simple. It's kind of like what the basis of pop music and like most like amazing, like the best songs you've ever heard like are mostly simple. Like like even Master of Puppets, like that riff is fast, but like you could like figure that out if you just start playing guitar. And it's one of the most iconic fucking riffs. Like you won't play it good, but I'm like, yeah, listen to that. And then like any of his like underground bands he loves. I'm like, yeah, compared Master of Puppets to any of those bands. They're good. They didn't make a Master of Puppets riff.
Netherlands very much. I mean, like Timo especially, you know, he strives for that. I think some of the you know, the best of whatever you would call the hits are like 1-note songs, 2-note songs. I mean, there's they're not only groove, but just like atmosphere, like having the toots and having all that bass just filling up the entire bottom of the range,
and then you get to just float on top of it on this beautiful puffy cloud of low end and just go
Timo Pennywise, we all float down here.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
I feel like he has a lot of stuff just like always laying around, meaning like he just has riffs here, licks here, like stuff going on. Like I feel like he's like, need a new song? Let me just open up the vault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're very correct. You are entirely correct.
He is like so prolific like that. Like even, Netherlands stuff, solo, especially his solo. I mean, the dude's got like 4 solo albums like in the bag that he hasn't released yet, like always.
Yeah.
He just is constantly, it's like really like inspirational to like be close to somebody that just has that kind of creative output, really.
And he does like all the mixing and producing and all himself, right?
Yeah.
Well,
we will usually, I feel like if it's a full band thing, we'll go to somebody else for mixing and mastering usually. But like in terms of all of his solo stuff, he really does do everything.
Did you guys for this record, Zombie Techno, did you guys get to record with him in his studio and he got mixed and mastered?
It was all in the studio, actually. It was all
in our old space in Greenpoint.
Yeah, he basically, I'm trying to remember when he stopped being the one who was also mixing that. I think it was largely his.
Yeah,
mix.
he like basically assembled all the tracks, all the loops, all the weird shit, and like I forget who had the final mix on that.
Me too.
He's got a few guys. However, on our yet to be titled album that I think now is going to be 2 albums from now, we got Kurt Ballou to record it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which is quite something.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Definitely gonna take.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. He's trusting, like, for someone like Timo, who's very like involved in his product, involved in his songs, to give the mix and mastering to someone else kind of probably makes him worried. But if you're giving it to like Kurt, like, no problem there.
Yeah.
We've also got another guy. We've got a great mastering.
Howie Weinberg.
Yeah, Howie Weinberg.
Who mastered Master of Puppets, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Mastered
Okay,
record.
there you go.
Yeah, this I think not only was this the album, this upcoming unknown album that nobody knows the name of. Not only do I think we kind of got our first shot at like really being a part of the, the creation of the songs, like the feeling coming from these songs, but
this is your first record with him, right?
Yeah. This also kind of on a mixing and mastering level, I think is a cool new, not direction, it's still it sounds similar, but it's these big people that also kind of happened to work perfectly with our sound. I think,
How long does this take?
Pretty quickly, actually. It kind of started, we started demoing stuff in December, January, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Then COVID happened. Went into the studio, made it happen in like March.
It was right at the very beginning of things kind of starting to turn dreary.
Yeah.
It was, we were worried.
The dark times.
Yeah, we were.
The shadow times.
Were you guys supposed to be on tour too? I feel like every band we talked to, they're like, yeah, we were supposed to be in like Europe right now.
I
We were
was
supposed to be in Europe.
I was on tour literally in England, like when it happened. I was out with Tragedy, and like we left, had like basically no idea that this was going to happen. And then like 3 shows before the end, it got really serious. And I just started freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, they're not going to let us go home. We're going to get it. I had to like stop, and like masks obviously weren't a thing. So I was like trying to not touch people, but then they weren't taking it seriously. And it was just like so crazy. Everybody got so stressed. And like it was like March 15th was our last show in London, and flew home the next day. Thank God. It was crazy. Flight was like packed. And like there was a line at the airport. I was testing. They literally like they were preparing us for like, oh, there's gonna be like crazy intense testing. You gotta make sure you don't have a fever. You gotta make sure this. Literally all it was on the landing card. They asked you, what's your temperature? And I was like, 98.6. Like, all right, welcome to New York. Oh, I wonder why we all got it.
Yeah, really.
Well, it's like joke's on you. We didn't have enough tests to go around, so
Yeah.
just walk in and hope for the best. Yeah, well, it's crazy because some bands, like I think it was like After the Burial and like Spirit Box, they were on tour in Europe also, and they were like basically leaving the city, and the city would get shut down. They were basically getting followed by like the fog of war,
Ooh.
like through until
The
they
worst
left. They're like,
feeling.
oh my god, they're nipping at our heels. The virus is nipping at our
This is a nice little segment that we came up with that we've been asking. And this is for both of you guys, unless you guys want to team up on it. But top 5 albums that kind of like influenced you or, you know, are just really important to you.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Realistically, we could collaborate on this, and I think
We probably have a lot of overlap.
I think we have a lot of overlap.
5 is too hard. You could do 3.
Oh,
No
I
way,
give
no
you
way.
35.
Go ahead, we have all night.
I could just, off the top of my head, you can chime in if any of these Slayer, Rain and Blood, Gojira, From Mars to Sirius.
Sorry, I made a terrible face when you say Slayer, Rain and Blood, so you have to stick to that.
Was
I
it
love
because
that
Tom
album,
is
but
a
it didn't do
racist?
anything to me. It didn't do something for me like it did for him. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, I of the two of us, I'm the Slayer guy. However, I got in a couple Instagram fights with Tom Araya recently, so
Wait,
Oh,
like
wow.
he responded to you or something?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I told him he was a racist piece of shit, and he was like, "You're a fucking whatever." I don't know. He's
Nice.
love Slayer,
Yeah.
but whatever. They're retired. Love Carrot Candy.
You gotta put Mastodon. I feel like formative is
Crack the Sky.
Crack the Sky.
Crack
is
the Sky at
probably-
number 3.
Yeah.
The greatest fucking album ever.
Blood Mountain is close in terms of like how important it is, but I think in terms of us actually like growing into full-fledged
Well,
musicians.
that sound
was the moment.
that sound was insane. Like I love Mastodon. Mastodon's one of those bands. Every time I go see them, I leave going, "Why don't I play my instrument more? I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Like I gotta go home practice now. Let's go."
Yeah.
That
When
was
Crack the Sky came out, like it has everything. Like the other albums are great, but I don't know, man. They
Wasn't
went into such a
Brandon
cool
O'Brien
direction.
on it?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think he did Emperor Sand. It was,
Mhm.
Well,
Probably.
yeah, that guy's a awesome producer. The sound he got with both those albums, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, like, man, the Hunter too. Like the Hunter.
Yeah.
The Hunter's, I think, my favorite sounding.
That was
Mastodon
the
album.
what's his name? Alonzo. Forget his name, but he produced like Eminem too. I think.
Oh wow.
He did like all those Eminem.
That's why the bass is thicker.
yeah. That's why Creature Lives is
Yeah.
Yeah.
System of a Down.
Yes.
I'm gonna
My
go.
bad.
I'm gonna go Mesmerize. I think.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
In terms of form, you know, again, I think that just speaks most to our sort of like turning into fully fledged musicians, as opposed to like, I really did like I remember having my iPod Mini like shuffling every System of a Down song. Like I don't think there's a System of a Down song I don't like.
No, they're all.
But
perfect.
in terms of us becoming these different, experimental musicians or whatever, like Mesmerize is probably
Yeah.
Dude, this list of albums is crushing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would agree with you on like almost all these.
This is a
Ooh.
fantastic just a playlist. If you just make this a play.
There you go.
I think maybe yours is different, but I think my number 5, I'm going to go High on Fire, Death is His Communion,
Nice.
which was like one of the, if not the first metal show I ever went to. We went together in 2007, saw them like I think it was the day that record came out at Webster Hall, and it was like life-changing.
Yeah.
They played the title track is like, it was like 11 minutes long or something. That bass line, do, like, talk about like feeling the riff. That was the first time I ever felt a riff.
Thunderous.
Is that what kind of got you playing bass and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Also,
That was Jeff Matz's first tour.
right.
I was like, damn, this dude fucking rips.
What a great first concert, dude. Jeez.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Oh my God.
We have a funny story of, and this brings me back to Helmet. There's a very funny story of my dad taking me to a Helmet show when I was
8, 9?
9 years old. I mean, like he was always taking me to weird shows. My mom too, like my whole life. But there was a Helmet show, and Josh and I had just met and become like a year into being great friends. And I tried to invite you. We tried to invite you, and for whatever reason,
Tuesday night, Mom
Tuesday
said no.
night, Mom said no.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
Mom. I wouldn't get into Helmet for another 2 years.
And I got all this special treatment because I was this 9-year-old kid, like in the front row. Like Paige kept coming down. He was like, "Oh yeah, like I said, I like your Yankees hat." He like signed my hat and gave me a pic and everything. I was like, "You could have been there, Josh. Sorry."
It's like when Jesse went to go see Slipknot and I wasn't able to.
Yeah, peace, pussy. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Having a
it
great
was
time.
very hard to go to shows with my mom around. She would always like a parent had to be there, or like someone like my sister because she's older, like whatever had to be there. It was like just Jesse and his brother. She's like, "No, you're not going." I was like,
It was a great time. I was there. It was awesome. You should have.
Which
Thanks,
tour
bro.
was it?
It was actually Mayhem Fest when they first
2008.
2008, 7.
We were
We
there.
were literally there. Yeah,
Dude, it was awesome. That was my first big concert. Like I went to my first concert in end of 2006, 2007, which was Killswitch, the As Daylight Dies headliner at Roseland.
Mhm.
And then my brother's like, "Let's go to Mayhem Fest." I was like, "I don't even know this." That was like the weekend my musical taste opened up. Like I was like, "What's deathcore? What the fuck
Mastodon was
is this?"
there,
I was just like, "What the
36.
hell?"
Dragon
Mastodon?
Force.
Yeah, dude. Everybody was there that first
Was that
year. It
also
was like
the Hatebreed year?
So pissed.
no, Hatebreed was like the third year, I think.
Was
Okay.
Machine Head there?
Machine Head was there.
Second
Walls
stage.
of Jericho. Like,
So
Walls of Jericho was
Black
dope.
Tide.
Black Tie, yeah.
You remember
back in
them?
the day,
Yeah.
Black Tide.
Yeah, they were. Was it like they're like? And were they the ones, or is that Airborne? Because Airborne and Black Tie, but Black Tie did
They
a
were
bunch of
both on.
covers, right? I forgot which
Yeah,
was
they
like the
did.
cover. They were like, "You got to
Prowler.
fucking Iron Maiden." I was like, "Sure."
They did Prowler and like something off Kill 'Em All, I think.
I don't think I knew that. I don't. Oh, I do.
Those
I do
great.
remember
Those
the
are
Kill 'Em All.
great
I
covers.
do remember they did
Yeah.
hit the lights. They
Hit the
definitely
lights,
hit
right.
Hit the lights.
Yeah, really talented. But that's how I knew them because, like, I guess like their covers were so good. I was like so little. I was just like, "All right, like cool. I'll hear Metallica for just randomly after Five Finger Death Punch. Like, let's
Yeah.
go." That was the year Five Finger Death Punch was still small too, and then they just like
Yeah.
got taken away in a helicopter after that tour.
Yeah.
Man.
You're gonna headline Uproar Festival soon.
This-
Wait, was that Uproar or was it actually that was their own tour, right? When they went?
Trespass America.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, well, that was a few years later. Like it was crazy, dude. Like I never
feel like
seen
it
a
was
band
soon
grow
after.
so
They-
fast.
Yeah, they were immediately.
Well,
was
the
it
next Mayhem
Prudential
Fest.
Center.
Well, no, the next Mayhem Fest, they were on the main stage.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then
Yeah.
next year they're
Yeah.
headlining Prudential Center.
It's always
used
weird
to
to
be
see
all
bands
over
do that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mayhem Fest was great, man. I wish it came back. They kind of.
It
That
was.
like, I feel really, really lucky that because that's probably never going to be a thing again, like touring giant summer festivals like that. But yeah, we went to Ozfest from like every year from 06 on until it
It's
ended,
all
and then
System
all
of
the
a
Mayhem
Down.
fests.
I
Yeah,
always wanted
System
to
at
go
Mayhem,
Ozfest.
like or Ozfest. Ozfest was like sick.
Yeah.
Like Ozzy, it was when Ozzy sounded like perfect. Zach was still in the band. Like, not that I've never been a huge fan of him solo, but like just seeing that like an icon when we were like 12 years old was
Yeah.
like amazing. The first year we went, 06, it was when he'd just gotten in his ATV accident, so he was headlining the second stage, and the main stage was like Hatebreed, System of a Down at the top, Disturbed,
Yeah, Disturbed.
and Dragon Force. It was like it was before actually Guitar Hero came out, so we were like, Dragon Force,
what the fuck
Oh.
is that?
what's up with that?
Yeah, they exploded, dude. I remember
Yeah.
that next year Mayhem Fest was like, dude, they're huge, bro.
Did you say Avenged Sevenfold? I just
Oh, no,
remembered
yeah,
we
right.
saw
They
Avenged
were towards
Sevenfold
the top.
with.
Wait, so I got. Oh man, that's always an amazing tour, dude.
Yeah.
All the Ozfest lines, I'm just like, man, why was I born 2 years earlier or
If you
something?
just
like,
go back to all of them, dude, like, just go on Wikipedia. They have all of them there. Like, I think one year was Mudvayne and Strapping Young Lad with Mastodon. I was like, I think Black Dollar Murder. I was like,
what the fuck?
Dude, the 04 I think was Priest, Sabbath, and Slayer.
yep.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's.
I used to literally go on the Ozfest website when I was a kid and just read all the lineups and salivate. Like, oh, I wish it was 3 years ago and I wasn't 12.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking insane. Well, it's also a bummer because apparently I'm no accountant or a businessman, but apparently dragging big ass stages around America is not good for making money. And it's
Well,
just a
definitely
shame
Warped
all these
Tour,
like
yeah.
tours are just like Warped Tour is like whether people thought it was just for kids or not, there was always like 5 awesome bands like at least on the band, and it's like you go there even I'm the whitest kid on earth and I just like to melt on asphalt, but it still was so worth it. I'm like, dude, these bands are all together and like Mayhem Fest, and it's just like, yeah, no, fuck it, we're not making money. See ya. And they just all leave. You're like, oh man, like
Beautiful.
yeah.
It's like, I mean, now it seems like such a remnant of like how things used to be. But yeah, even when it was like a lineup I hated, I mean, I was like, I'll say it was and still am like a staunchly anti-emo. Anything with any twinge of that, I just can't at all. So Warped Tour was like a disaster, but also it was fucking amazing, especially the one year that it was like Dillinger.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I remember I was in the front row for Dillinger's, the only band I gave a shit about. And then All American Rejects right after. And
it ends the night, dude.
Yeah, it transitioned from like all these like metal dudes that were only there to see Dillinger, and then like 13-year-old girls. I booed them, and everybody started yelling at me.
Isn't it funny when you go to like,
dude?
I remember going to Warped Tour for one band like that too, but like you're like, yeah, I'm gonna see this band, and then like all day you just have to wait, or either like wait for the band, or you wait for all your friends so they can leave, you know, after they see you all.
Yeah.
Like mine was After the Burial that year. It was like, I want to see After the Burial, and all my friends are going, and then after that I was like, I'm gonna walk around.
Dude, they got no respect, dude. They got the stage. I went to Warped Tour like every year when I started.
Yeah.
And I never seen this fucking stage. They put it like right next to a bunch of merch booths, and it was literally in the way of a walking. So like the crowd, like it was like a walking path, and the front was a stage. I'm like, dude, no, I was just like losing my mind. I'm like, where's the fans at? It's like me and 3 other dudes and Chris, and we're just like losing our mind. I'm like,
man.
what the fuck? These guys are amazing. Like, yeah, it's fun. Like, but it's also like it's such a good chance to like. I always got mad because I did that. I went to see my bands, and if they weren't playing, I was sleeping in the grass somewhere, just dying of heat stroke.
Dude, that's like the one time I saw all you guys up against the tree, just like napping. I was like, where are they? And I'm like, is that them? I was like,
yeah, I passed out, dude.
Yeah.
Again, dude, literally, I get sunburned in the car. Like, I can't. Like, it's there. It's. I'm there to suffer to listen to good music. Like. And then, but it's also that waiting is the reason it took me years to see Stick to Your Guns. Like, literally, they're always played last. And I'm like, there's 2 hours. It's really sunny. I can go home. Like, I'm just like, fuck. God damn it. Yeah. Well, that's why I was hoping those bigger festivals would take over. Like, because you have, like, one in Ohio. And then there was one, Rock Allegiance was around here. But then they started going, like, way more rocky. Like, the one year was, like, Slayer, Avenged Sevenfold, Alice in Chains, like fucking 12-Foot Ninja, Killswitch.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Everybody was here. You could literally.
That was also when they moved, right?
Yeah,
like,
after that.
Locations.
Yeah, after that they made it one day and they moved to Camden and they had Godra.
Yeah, I heard that was because of noise complaints. Wherever, well, I think it was Chester, Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, it was a fucking soccer stadium in the middle of a goddamn town. Like, it was so weird.
Wow. It's kind of sick, though.
Yeah.
It was until you had to get out of the parking lot. Then you realized you were in a
Yeah.
small town. It was like one street, like thousands of people going into these small streets. You're like, oh my God. It's like, we have nowhere to go. You literally couldn't even run home. There's no room. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's unreal. Well, if what do you call it? We have another cool question, I guess, fall on the top 5 album thing. It's like top 3 tours of all time.
Ooh.
You ever went to?
Now, yeah, this can either be like tours you played on or tours you went to. I was going to leave that up to your discretion, whatever you wanted.
You do you.
I think probably one of the best that we were both at was Halloween 2009, I think. Mastodon, Death Clock, High on Fire, and Converge.
Dude,
Yep.
I remember that. I was
missed
not allowed to
that
go
one.
because it was Halloween.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not going to this city in Halloween. I was like, why not? She's like, it's Halloween. I was like,
I forgot that was Halloween.
Yeah.
Dude, that tour.
Yeah, Brent was wearing a crazy afro wig.
Right.
what you guys now?
He was also getting mad. He was getting mad at somebody was trying to lift him up during the. Or was that a different?
That was
show?
it. That was a Terminal 5.
Sorry,
Ben
I just
Weinman
remember-
tried
yeah.
to put him on his shoulders, and he was like, "No!"
Yeah.
That tour too. That was Mastodon, Dillinger,
Red Fang.
Red Fang.
Yeah. Dude, that was a fucking show.
Yep.
When Dillinger came out, and I don't know what, I never seen this, but like Greg created a feedback loop for a breakdown. I think it was not Gold Teeth of a Bum is the song before that, but he fucking screamed into the monitor with the mic there. He's like, it's just a big explosion, and you just threw the monitor behind him. I was like, what the fuck? Right into 43% Burn. They just destroyed the stage. It's like, oh, that's my God. There's Dillinger again.
I like that song.
Holy crap!
Man,
yeah,
that like Dillinger is one of those bands that I feel like I never really gave them their due in terms of like listening to their music, just because it's so like I feel like I have to be in the room for it. But like I saw them every fucking time, and like I went to one of those last shows at Terminal 5, where the one with Mike Patton.
Yep.
Oh, the first
and
night. Yeah.
and actually, I even better than that. I thought was when they did Webster Hall the year before that, and like
I missed it.
everyone got on stage. I got up and like I thought it was gonna be a few people, and then like the entire audience was on stage, and fucking Greg jumps off the balcony, and everybody was just like complete mayhem. I don't even remember who else was on that tour, but it was that band. The fucking greatest.
I went to all 3 last shows and I got devastatingly sick after. I think my body couldn't handle it. Like I just like lost like my body. Also, I wore a red sweatshirt to the first one, and I think that's when I realized you shouldn't wear any color but black at a metal show. If you become a target, I was like, man, it feels like I'm getting hit a lot more. And I just get my ass kicked. I was like, what the fuck?
When Greg's about to take that leap,
He's like,
right there, red sweater.
Hey, meatball, catch me. Dude, they're insane, and it always blew my mind. Like, I'm so mad. I was always into them, but I never gave like a huge deep dive. Like, you know, like I never like truly listened to them all the way. I just like listened to them here and there. But I gave them, like Chris knows, I gave them a hard deep dive like the year Disassociation came out, and I was like, fuck my entire life. Now they're ending, and they're like my top 5 band. I was like, are you shitting me?
I don't
now's the time I get into them.
Anything else in the car rides or just when we were together, then if I had something on, he's like, oh yeah, this is great. Unplugs my iPod, just puts in Dillinger. I was like, okay, thanks, man.
The angriest song I've ever heard in my life was that opening track. It's fucking what the fuck is that? Just because like just fucking kicks in. I think I was like, holy shit. I'm like, that fucking dude, yeah. That's not, dude. That's a great fucking tour though, to like, holy shit. Sorry, I just go down the rabbit hole of Dillinger. I can leave the call if you guys need me. No, I'm just in the Dillinger. Oh man.
I still feel like, I mean, it shouldn't count because I feel like now we've said Mastodon twice. Mastodon and Gojira.
Yeah.
I was ready.
You need a tour again.
Yeah,
seriously.
Like I love both of those bands dearly, and I've seen Mastodon at least 10 times, and I've seen Gojira 2 or 3 times, but Gojira really just made waste to that entire. Like they played before Mastodon, right? And they were done. Everyone's like fucked up and like in a daze.
Yeah, dude. Like,
and then Mastodon came on, and I was like, I love these guys, but like Jesus Christ, like I need to go in. I think I need to go to sleep right now.
I've never seen Gojira not blow away the whole rest of the bill. I saw them open for Slayer like 5-6 years ago, and like only band I've ever seen just blow Slayer off the stage. But they did with like a 30-minute set.
Yeah.
Dude, they're one of those bands. Ask Chris. I guess I forget about Gojira, but literally every time I see them, I go like, dude, that was the greatest sound I've ever heard. Like, they're so good live, I can't really listen to them alone because they're mixed. Like, it's like their songs recorded are amazing, but their live sound, I'm like, how does it get that
another
much better?
Sound, like another level they just bring. Like, even when like I don't know if you guys get mad at me for this, but Magma, I was not a fan of the tone on that album. Like, I thought it was a good album, but the tone a little bit, like, I love The Way of All Flesh. I think that is like their best produced record. I love that record so much. And same thing with From Mars to Sirius. I love how those are produced. Magma was a little like that. But when they played them live at Terminal, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is so fucking good. I wish the whole album sounded like this all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Only Pain. I could listen to that opening part every time. I didn't listen to the album, and they opened with it, and everyone just started jumping. I'm like, what the fuck? I just jumped with them. I'm like, holy shit. It's like, holy
So
shit.
good. That's it.
That's like my favorite addition. He's like, Gojira, like with that like guitar, that like slide thing they do. Like, I can tell like they're men that appreciate sounds. So then when they got whammy pedals for Magma and like what's the Stranded and Only Pain both use that like octave up thing. I just like I love that. I love that like
Harmonics
like,
too. They're using harmonics on that one song for like the entire riff on that album. Now, of course, I can't.
Oh,
remember.
Magma.
Yeah, it is.
title,
Magma.
yeah,
It is Magma.
I think it also helps that they have their own studio now where they can like play around and do whatever they want. Because both brothers live in Brooklyn now still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the other two members are in France?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, most of the writing I know is done with the brothers. I know the other guys contribute as well, but when you have all that time on your hands, like down the block, you just go to your own studio, do whatever you want. It's beautiful.
Seriously.
I also just confused. I just get confused. Like I don't know. I guess because it's like such a philosophical question. I just wonder why squeals and like dissonant shit gets me so hyped. It's literally like when you break it down, it's just literally like crazy sounds. But every time I hear it, I'm like, this is amazing. Like just like all those sounds you were talking about. Like, dude, you show that to someone that's not into metal. Like, dude, this is just sound. Like, well, music's all sound, bro. And I'm like, I don't know why.
I have like a very strong opinion about this. I feel like I've heard teachers say it, but I think I've always kind of like felt it internally too. Like, I don't think listening to music is very interesting if you're not sort of like asking questions. If you're not, like even if it sounds like a song, it's fitting into like chorus, verse, blah, blah, blah. Like, there are little things with bands like Gojira where you're just like, what the fuck was that? Like, and like, if you're not taking the time to sit there and ask yourself, what the fuck was that? Like, your brain is doing that for you. And I think there are some people that just prefer that type of listening, like, metalheads, but also, like I think it's gotta be way more complicated than metalheads versus not metalheads.
I also love
metalheads and the others.
Yeah.
I love like when metal bands will just throw out a sound that nobody knows what it is, and like you'll have to, as a guitar player, have to figure out like, oh my god, like, what did they just do? That Car Bomb record.
I was gonna say the Car Bomb record.
I think I figured it out. I have a glitch pedal that I think is what he's using, but that riff is like, like that's like my favorite. Like I moved like back in the day.
It sounds like Pac-Man sped up.
Yeah, like even when I was a kid trying to be like listening to Zakk Wylde, like, oh, what's that noise he's doing? And then I realized like, oh, it's pinch harmonics, and it's like a dumb thing everyone does now. But like that, I don't know. That's the lore of metal is in that way is something that really excites me. Just like where band A does this sound, band B takes that sound and adds a pedal to it, and then adds a squeal to it, and then like there's just, and Gojira is so great at just like throwing in little nuggets, little Easter eggs, for just little ear candy.
Well, they're awesome because in essence, their stuff, like especially the guitar and the rhythms, like it's not too complicated. They just write perfect, brutally heavy hooks. And weirdly, even though they're crushingly brutal, my brother said this once, I kind of agree, they're kind of actually really digestible, even though they're pretty brutal. Like, you can show someone that's not truly into metal, and they're like, well, it's yelling and screaming and blah, blah, blah. But it's like fucking bob in your head. Like, you can't help it. Like, shit kicks in. You're like, fucking.
It's infectious.
Jesus Christ. And it's brutal. Like, if they go to a concert, they're like, oh, I like them. I like the song. Take me. And just see all the violence. They're just like, what the fuck?
We've taken normies to Gojira shows before.
I hope, Phil might see this one day, but shout out to Phil. He had never been to any concert, and he came to the Gojira show. I remember there being like an hour's worth of discussion before the show. Like, like there's probably going to be a mosh pit. There's probably going to be people going all over the place.
Do I punch somebody? I always love
that. It's like, never, it's not an actual fight. Like, you're just moving around with people.
Just keep your fingers like this. Don't use them, but keep it close to home.
And like literally within, like you said, only paying the opening of the show, Phil's gone. I didn't see Phil for like 45 minutes. I was like, I hope he's having a good time. Turned out he was. Phil was fine the whole time, but he got sucked into that fucking.
And then they covered Territory by Sepultura.
Yeah.
They did.
And I started a pit, and everybody glared at me, and I was like, I don't care. None of y'all know that song. I do. I'm gonna start my own personal pit.
Personal pizza pit. That's my favorite thing about old concerts. When I first start going, everyone tries to stay together. It's like, all right, guys, stay together. Let's have fun. First mosh pit, everyone just gets yanked across all the thing. You don't see each other for 5 hours. You're like, oh, I guess I'm just talking to strangers for the rest of the night. Whatever.
I got my new friends now.
Yeah. Well, it's also, I'll ask this before we get to the next section. What is it about like Panic riffs squeals and all those like that causes so much violence. Like just add an alarm clock riff into anything and it will just immediately, like Dillinger, all that stuff, Gojira with like fucking Code Orange, like that Forever album. Like Jesus Christ, every time they hit something, I'm like, I want to move now. It's over. I'm punching my ceiling. It's done. Like I'm just like
this noise.
Yeah, basically.
Meshuggah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. The alarm clock.
It's the primal instinct. I think. I think metal and heavy music has done what pop music has done. It's just on the complete other side of the spectrum. You know, we find these sounds that, you know, just make you want to let loose. And like, luckily, we're also usually good people, so you want to like let loose with your people. Like, you know, it's not the violence. Yes, it is violence. Like, obviously, people
good, friendly, violent fun.
Well, there's good, friendly, violent fun. There are those people like the guy who concussed me, who clearly don't know what they're doing. But it's that's like what's so I don't know. That's what I love about metal. Like when, like I said, whatever, it's like asking questions. But like that's a question. Whatever. I don't know.
I think I have a theory now that we just talked about it. I think I have a theory. I think it causes like a fight or flight response because it's so jarring. Like when like fireworks go off for like cats and shit, they're like, "What the fuck?" Like just you're like, "I know this song, but why am I like?" You just like start vibrating. You're like, "What the fuck?" All right.
Yeah,
exactly. Like I'm a Sugar. They're so heavy, and the pits were going. I think it was at Best Buy Theater. Mm-hmm. And like they like that was the first time I saw them where they actually played fucking, you know, Future Breed Machine, and there's pits the whole time. You know, people are losing their freaking minds. But the second that it hit in, I got like sucked into the like what the fuck? Like, it was just over. Like I was like, all right, now I'm pitting for let's go. It's over. I'm like, it's I don't know, it's crazy. I love it, but
it totally is. Like I remember I did. It's like seems so stupid, and it was like scientifically definitely not sound. But for my like senior project in high school, I strapped a heart monitor to like 30 people and monitored them listening to like Kenny G and then God Hates Us All. And like, the response, like for the normal people, like they were just like, "Oh, this is horrible. It didn't do anything." But for the people that like knew the music and loved it, I noticed like an uptick. There's like, oh, it's fucking Slayer. Like, oh yeah, like you literally can like see it.
Dude, that's
cool.
It's something, dude. Like, it's so interesting, dude. I don't know, not to get all stupid. I'm not smart enough to get philosophical on it, but man, like to get philosophical on it, it's like
I can't actually say this. What I'm feeling.
Like every time I die in my car, I punched my roof, and I had a sunroof, so I had to watch out. Like in case I hit the glass, I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
It's leaking so now.
Awesome. Dude, I love those. Yeah, but like it's just
Every Time I Die is definitely one of those bands that get you going. Like just between the vocals, the guitar riffs, they're just bouncy. They're just, you know, they drive, like everything about them. And on live too, they're running around the stage like crazy. Like Jordan's nuts.
It's one of those bands, dude. I don't know. It's also like it's great when you get metal. Well, what I love about metal is especially bands that can actually get the fucking emotion in there. Like I feel like digitizing a lot of electronics, it's hard to get that feeling in there sometimes because like it's like bands who are less skilled, like you guys have it, and you guys have a ton of electronics, but it's like, you know, some bands are like, dude, we're heavy, we got this stuff. It's like, yeah, you're heavy, but it's like, it sounds like you just fucking gritted it. And like, it's like, you know, every time I die, bands like that, they like plug a fucking guitar cable in their heart. Yeah. And they're just like, now you understand what I'm feeling. Like Dillinger too. And I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's a huge, I mean, it's like people being given, you know, like obviously Pro Tools and Logic, like these tools, and Ableton, like it's all, these tools are incredible. It's amazing that they're so easy to pick up, especially for people who have like grown up with computers their whole lives. But even if you're making heavy or aggressive music, like you're still probably choosing your noises from a template of like, here's all the perfect noises that have been recorded before. And it's like, not even your fault necessarily that you're making these songs that are like perfectly, you know, it's just almost too easy. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but like, I think a lot of people are suffering from that sort of like fatigue, whether they realize it or not. They're just like,
you guys use Ableton a lot?
We don't use Ableton.
Logic.
The two of us use Logic when we're doing sort of engineering.
Very logical of you to use.
You don't say. Having said that, like we need to figure out Ableton because that's just
well,
it's so useful.
I know how to
Yes.
use Ableton.
Well, I have never used it, so if you want to teach me,
I learned how to use Ableton in school. I
Yeah.
learned how to use Pro Tools when I had like a recording job. I feel like Logic, just because I already use Mac for everything, like Logic is just so well optimized for Mac and for working and not having any hangups and like.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because I have a
Tools is
Windows and I use Pro
professional.
Tools. Yeah. Okay.
Pro Tools is like, if nothing else, Pro Tools is obviously like the standard, and therefore it's a great thing to know how to use. But like, just I don't know, I've just had so many more hangups with Pro Tools, and like that could have just been the rigs that I was using at the time or whatever.
Behringer.
Right. It just I don't know. It poops out a lot more frequently. Like Logic is where it's at for me. For my Mac,
I thought Ableton was cool just because like you could create so much with it, you know. Like Pro Tools is more about kind of like recording in a way. If that makes sense.
For sure.
Ableton, like you can make all these cool things. I remember like I learned it in class too, and I was like, "This is so cool." I forgot everything now, but back then it was amazing.
It's it's like more of an instrument. I think that's kind of the standpoint that Ableton has. They're like, you know, it feels like you are creating music, obviously, but like. It's more meant to be implemented in like if not a live setting, it gives you the option to kind of like create your loops and your stuff with a little bit of live input. Yeah, it's cool. That's what my school was trying to teach me. They were like electronic music class, and like half the kids were like, "Here's my beat," and it's like, "No, we're just teaching you how to use a computer as an instrument. Like you bring a beat, you fail my class." I was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome." The DJs were upset though.
Of course.
Well, it's also interesting about the recording software and like the plugins and stuff because people talk about that. It's like how to record guitar. It's like, well, now you got plugins. You can get a perfect tone on your computer without even an amp.
Yeah.
But then I forgot what's his name. He's a big like music dude, guitar. He's like a recording producer on like YouTube, and he answers all the questions. I don't know his name, but he made a good point. He's like, if you want to sound good, you can sound really good from your bedroom. But if you want to create your own sound, you need like not everyone has amps. Like they go to like a freaking studio and they can just take out all these amps and mic it in different ways and put blankets on it and shit to try to get these crazy sounds. So I understand that where like all the bands we were talking about, they do that. You know, every time a guy goes to the studio, Dillinger, Mastodon, they all go to the studio and they have access to everything.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
Yeah, there's really nothing that can replace that. Like I definitely like went through a couple of years on just like being lazy and doing the Logic, you know, guitar tones. Like, I mean, you have to work on it, but like you can get some really interesting tones. But for like distortion, for like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like my clean tone IRL has always been kind of garbage because I play through a Mesa Boogie, and it's just there's like so many things going on. Like, I don't know. It's nice to record a clean tone direct. But for like big, thick fucking sounds, like I don't know. I recently started miking my amp up again, even just with this little boy, my little SM58.
There we go.
Everyone knows it's mine. Yeah, it's just like there's nothing to replace that. You gotta have
it.
Natural sound.
Oh man, yeah, dude, it's crazy. Well, yeah, it's. My friend who records, he's like, yeah, the only problem is you gotta be really loud to get like good tone out of like a cabinet. You can't like be like quiet in an apartment. You gotta have to turn it up to get like a full tone out of it. Yeah. But it sounds fucking amazing. I was just like,
that's the whole science and the art of it. Like turning it up, you know, turning up a cab or, you know, a head into a cab loud enough is create, like you said, it's like that box's exact distortion. Like it's distorting that way because it's a physical object. Like it's not a simulation. Like you're gonna get a unique sound that no one's ever heard before. Like it's so much more likely if you're the one doing all the stuff. Like that's where the art comes from, sort of, in my opinion, of recording like you know, not, I guess, amplified music, it will say, so to avoid saying electronic music. Yeah, that's the art of it. I mean, that's like what it should really be appreciated.
It's also just more. It's, you know, when you can touch something, you can adjust it. It feels more like a part of you. Especially now that I have like 8,000 pedals I'm fucking around with. Like, there's just so many different combinations of things that you can do. Like, I mean, like, you know, Logic is nice to give you that little pedal board thing, and there's your little fake fuzz pedal and your fake whammy pedal, and like it's all cool and it sounds great, but primarily like doing it in front of you just feels good. Feels
Yeah.
like you're like in touch with the earth.
Well, it's also like, yeah, right. I am one with nature.
Right.
Well, it's also better than just a window with a picture of a thing, even if it's like an actual known pedal. Like, this is a Mesa Boogie triple rectifier. It's just a picture of one, and you touch these invisible knobs, and you're like, I have a Mesa Boogie. No, you don't. You have
It also just turns. It's so easy to turn into like numbers, which is cool. Like if you're a physicist or whatever, like sure, go into Logic and like type in the exact number, like have the most perfect sounding everything because you know the math. But like you're not going to be prone to like clicking in a field and typing 8. You're going to be like, all right, I'm just literally going to jiggle this until it sounds the best.
Yeah, you don't know.
Like,
every guitar is different. Every monitor is different. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta like. That's really. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people get intimidated by just like tone chasing, but like literally all you have to do is just, not do anything for 12 hours, get a bunch of pedals, get an amp in front of you, and just like fucking twist the knobs and listen. Go one at a time, twist it. There's always a sweet spot like that. I remember I watched the Sleep, what do you call it? The Rig Rundown video. Yeah. It's like, I would definitely, anyone that's like getting into pedals and amps, I'd recommend watching that. But Matt Pike explains that like basically what he does on stage with Sleep is just adjust his tone knob, adjust his volume knob, adjust his pedals, just everything to find the sweet spot where it just resonates perfectly. And that's basically what he does during those shows, just be fucking high and like tone chase for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like they're like, once you find the rhythm and really like find the joy in doing that, like you will understand tone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I never play. Like, I just started trying to learn guitar. I never understood that until I watched like an Ola England video, and he's like, "Let's test out this amp." And you just like each. I'm like, "Holy shit!" like goddamn.
Yeah. All right, breaking into our last segment. This one's called the Random Silly Question segment. We ask you 3 random questions. Ready to take part in it? It is the best segment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm ready.
Usually Jesse says I don't sell it enough. Usually I'm like, yeah,
you gotta sell it more, dude.
No,
I'm
trying to sell it a little
Just
bit.
want streamers and shit.
You're gonna be on any other podcast. It's not gonna hold up because it's the best segment we got. Okay, question number 1: what is the best tour prank you've been a part of or witnessed?
Ooh,
I already have.
All right, you go for it.
I actually pranked him and his then girlfriend at the time. They had been, whatever, it doesn't need a preface. Long story short, go to the hotel early, take the mattress that you know is not your mattress. This requires 2 people, folded it in half, got it to fit through the bathroom doorway, and then let it expand again. So that once you and your other came back to the room, there was no mattress. And if all you had to do is look, you just find it in the bathroom.
That's kind of awesome.
I think that was revenge for us not helping with the load-in, I think.
Yeah.
Very fair.
Yeah. It was just.
Yeah,
Did
I don't know.
Did you get it out, or you left it, or?
Yeah,
we slept in the bathroom.
It took 2 of us.
Oh, it wasn't on the floor. It was
in the air.
Like, I'm not dealing with that. We're sitting on the floor.
On that tour also, we not really even sure why we did this, but we wrote a friend of ours' phone number on like every backstage. There's always like the wall backstage, everybody's graffitiing stickers and shit. So we wrote this kid's number, and we wrote, this is Tony Hawk's number. And then like we played Irving Plaza the last night, and they had their screens up. It said, text whatever yada yada to 4355, and your message will appear here. And we put up like, for a backstage pass, call this number. And this poor kid, like, we did it lovingly, but like this poor kid still gets calls for Tony Hawk to this day.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I just want you to know I'm a big fan of your work. Your skateboarding has really meant a lot to me.
Is this Tony? Hi. Like, I'm pretty sure like the toilet seat at Irving Plaza still has his phone number on it.
Tony,
that's so awesome.
When you did the 900, I was in a dark moment in my life, and you really pulled me out.
Yeah. Seeing your body rotate that many times really changed things for me.
Really, it was the balls. You had, you did it, but you chose to do it. You didn't know if you were going to succeed. I'm not Tony Hawk. Leave me alone.
Okay, question number 2. If McDonald's had an angry meal, what would it be?
Whoa.
An angry meal. Ooh.
Yeah.
there would be, you would like it, not because you're angry, but because I feel like it would have like the hottest
hot
stuff.
ghost
It would be like
peppers.
ghost peppers and what
I
else
feel
would
like
they do?
like Max Cavalera, one of his like loogies, accidental from like like fly out into the burger.
Yeah. No, it's like it's clear that there is spit at some point in the. Is it the angry meal or the unhappy meal?
That's actually kind of awesome too.
That's pretty good too.
It's because those are different.
Yes.
So, ghost peppers, Max Cavalera's loogies. I'm gonna say
Eggshells.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Damn.
Yeah.
Sounds like an amazing time.
I feel like protein guys would be into that for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, there's actually calcium.
I was thinking of
really
like the McGriddle. Have you guys had that from there? It just it knocks me out because it's like it's basically sausage, egg, and cheese in between two syrup, like maple syrup pancakes. You know? Like,
Oh my
God.
that's basically what it sounds like. It is, you know. And you eat it, and you're like, "This is so good." And then after, you're like, "How do I function?"
How is this breakfast?
I
How am
had
I
it while I
supposed
was
to
at
start
work.
this?
I'm
my
like, I
day?
can't do anything. Like, I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore.
brutal.
Dude,
Yeah.
I am a big piece of shit when it comes to eating because I just eat horrible, and I've always been afraid of the fucking McGriddle because I'm just like, I know I'm gonna pass out at 9 a.m. I'm just gonna be like, I'm ready to get my day started. I guess.
God, it's so interesting. Like I had pancakes today. Why? I don't know. Because I wanted pancakes. It's clear. Like once you get to a certain age, you're like, this is not doing anything for me.
It's just straight poison. It's delicious.
I've taxed myself this morning.
I'll tell you what I started doing last night. I don't know if this is gonna stick. I've just been eating so much. This quarantine has just been like horrible, fucking the seamless and the just it's just like so much. So what I figured out is that now I've just been conditioned to be eating constantly. If you nibble on a habanero pepper, it will completely destroy your appetite and like you'll be good.
Okay.
I was like at a friend's house last night and he's got this big garden on his roof and he's growing all these hot peppers and we were like projecting a movie on the building. I was just nibbled and like, damn, you know, I'm like full now. So I would definitely recommend.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna say next
Hey,
time
you
I
don't
come
even
on,
eat
just
when
like
you're hungry.
thin, like rock jaw.
Yeah.
Like, dude, habanero pepper diet. I just set my
Just-
stomach aflame and I just
Just a
lost
little nibble here and there.
You set your stomach aflame, a little bit of anus flame.
Yeah, lot of anus flame.
So how does diet work? You're on fire, and it's hard to eat when you're on fire. And you just continuously do that for like
The new
5
keto
months.
I think maybe that's the angry meal. They just give you a habanero pepper and tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah. They spit on it.
That would be awesome. Here, what is that? It's the angry meal. Go fuck yourself. Have a good
That'll
day.
be $17.
Yeah. It has mac sauce on it if you really care. I don't really know. Just eat it. That's awesome.
Question number 3: which band should have their own candy bar, and what would it be called?
Ooh,
Jeez.
I want to say Primus.
I
don't know why. Is
was gonna say
that?
Primus also.
Yes.
Because it definitely it's like a mushroom chocolate bar or something, you know?
Yeah, mushrooms.
I don't know if that's allowed, but that's
It's all allowed.
it came to us at the
Yeah.
same time. So.
I think I think mushrooms should be mass produced in chocolate. I think it would awaken the population and create more love in the world, a little more self work.
You know how scary Primus would be on mushrooms, though, for people that don't do mushrooms?
I was gonna
Like
say,
me, I've
Colin
never done
Allen with the
mushrooms. I'm
Or
pretty
new,
sure I'd
right?
lose my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Just watch My Name is Mud. The shadows are dancing, man.
Yeah.
The shadows are dancing.
I like never was into psychedelics until like maybe 6 months ago, like right before quarantine. I did mushrooms for the first time, and like I've never gone to a show on mushrooms before, but like that's like what I'm looking forward to most when hopefully this maybe all ends one day.
A year and a half from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it like I don't know, it sounds stupid because like it's one of those like, oh man, you gotta be like fucked up to listen to music, bro. Like I know like it sounds like that, but like honestly, it adds another layer of like I don't know. I feel like you can pick stuff out and stuff you can hear different things than you would normally pick out.
Well, I guess we use this phrase a normie because I never done psychedelics. As a normie, I'm just gonna guess. I'm guessing it quiets a lot of your inner shit, so you just listen to the music more. Because sometimes when I'm at a show or listen to music, I'm like, this is awesome. What am I gonna eat later? Did I forget to like fold my clothes? Fuck. Like it's just like I'm not in the moment.
Well, it's for me. It's more like it just like your anxiety is completely gone, and you just can really focus on like what is important, what's important in your life. You like it's good for like introspection, but also for music. Like where is the nugget in this riff? What is like the little kernel that makes this song work, and then you can like learn from that. I don't know. It's been super helpful for me. But
that sounds awesome. I do the
not every day.
Yeah. I've been
once every 3 months.
With my habanero pepper, I covered it in mushrooms, and that's been me for 6 whole months.
Hell yeah, sounds delicious.
Do you guys want to learn how to get out of this simulation we call life? It's like, no, man. End of the interview, anyways. Metal teddy bear experience.
I'm happy. Where's the
Well, that's like I did the unhealthy version. I learned. Because, like, yeah, I love concerts. I've been to hundreds of concerts. I just love music, And, like, we all, we're on a music podcast. But, like, occasionally, maybe it's because I'm fucking out of shape or something. I just get tired through the night. And you start thinking about other things out of the concert. And I realize when you get drunk and you mosh, it's pretty great. I'm just totally in there. I'm just like, yeah, this thing. Yeah. And then just everybody, maybe I'm just a happy drunk. I'm just fucking having a great time. And then I'm like,
Jesse running around the Kill Switch pit was.
Oh yeah, Kill Switch is my drunk band. I get in there. I'm just like, it's time.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, look, whatever it takes. You're there to enjoy it. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the music. Whatever it takes to get you to that place, like do it.
It's a shame. It's sad. Like it's a shame but I think everybody kind of has that block of like it's a little bit embarrassing to totally feel this moment right now or whatever. Like
sometimes you gotta cry.
Sometimes
I have cried stone cold sober at shows in my life. Not in a while. 9 Inch Nails fucking made me cry when I was like 14. So like I don't know. Like you gotta like I don't know if you can get to that place sober, it's great. Like probably ideal, but like I don't know. I understand people got life shit going on. It's definitely gotten harder and harder to do that the older I've gotten.
Especially with the phones. Not to sound like a boomer, even though I'm clearly not that age, but it's like I've been to a few shows where they like the Dave Chappelle was the thing when they locked all everyone's phones away in the pouch. I was like, dude, I know it'd be hard to like walk around in a fucking venue with a pouch in your pocket, like listen to metal, but man, that would be pretty gangster. Go to a fucking any show and everyone can't be on your phone. You have to go to the lobby to go on your phone. I'm like, not interested. Everyone gets mad. No, bro, it's my phone. You're not touching it, man. I gotta take a picture. I'm like, I'll just listen to music, man. You got next concert. They'll be back.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be nice. Like people's motives for going to every show wouldn't be just to put it up on Instagram. I feel like that's like so much of people going is like, man, I remember like. And this is not to rag on this band because I do actually like them, but I saw Portal at St. Vitus like 6 or 7 years ago. And like the whole place, I mean, Portal, I don't know if you know them, but like they're like severe noise. Like I know there's like something to get about them. I don't really get it. But like Phil Anselmo had been talking them up in interviews for a while. So like everyone was aware of them. I go to the show and everyone there, I feel like just didn't get it. And they were like looking around to make sure that everybody saw they were at the show and everybody's Instagramming, everybody's filming the whole time, but like nobody seemed to be enjoying themselves. Like, like, then I'm like, wait, why am I here? Oh, because Phil told me to be here. Maybe I'm full of shit too. And I just posted on Instagram. So
yeah, it's
we're all a part of the problem.
It's hard too because the phone's an amazing thing. Literally, you have the entire universe at your fingertips for a price of either $30 a month to if you buy it straight out $1,000, and you can do anything. I'm here. I can do my taxes while I'm talking about drugs over here, and I'm learning how to fucking do metaphysics, like in a dive bar in New York City. It's like, it's kind of hard to sometimes pay attention to a band. Luckily, I've trained myself. I don't like taking pictures. I don't know. I guess it's just not me. I don't look at them. So it's just like I'm like, dude, I'm going to take pictures this concert. I never looked. I was like, I'm just not going to do it. I suck at taking pictures too, I guess.
It's also somebody probably took photos. Like, somebody probably took professional photos. People are definitely uploading videos. Like your video, unless you're like a cinematographer, like I doubt your video is going to be better than.
Oh, they suck.
Yeah.
Like,
most of the ones you see on Instagram aren't that good. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, how many times have you been scrolling by it and you're like, oh, cool, between the bear and me, and you keep going. You're like, oh, my friend wants this show.
Good. Yeah, like it's not about let me take a great picture of this band. It's about like let me show everybody I was there. look,
Yeah.
I'm a part of the scene. I'm a part of something. Look, I was here. Look, I was at the Between the Buried and Me. I was at this whole fly show. I don't know. Just fucking go and enjoy it.
Oh yeah. Well, I learned like the stories. Like I'm not the greatest storyteller, but man, I remember majority of my concerts, and it's great just to talk about it. Like I don't go like it'd be cool to have a photo book, but just like yo, this fucking happened during Acacia Strain. I forgot that Acacia Strain was very violent, and during JFC, I was just jumping around with my eyes closed, singing "I Am the End of the World," and some guy ran up and just socked me directly in the face, and I just saw lights,
Jesus
and I
Christ.
realized that the heaviest breakdown of all time is coming right after. I'm in the center of the pit. I couldn't see. I'm like, oh my god, get me out of here. I was like, I know what's happening.
That I love. I don't know if I love it, but I know that feeling you're talking about. Like song you love, you know, there's a like the sick part that every time you're listening to it, you're like, oh, I can't wait for that riff. And then in the moment you're in the pit, and you see how brutal it is, and you're like, oh shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I want to enjoy this, but I also know everyone else loves this riff, and I'm going to get my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
As soon as they go 1, 2, 3, 4, like it's gonna pop off, like
Go.
Dude,
yeah.
yeah, that's what I love about metal, because I don't like getting punched in the face. I have a very pretty face.
I don't think anyone really likes that.
Hey, bro, tough men who chew on nails like to get punched in the face.
right.
But like, man, when a riff makes you that's how good a heavy riff is. If it's so heavy and good, it makes you forget about the danger of getting kicked directly in the face. You're just like, fuck my health. And just run in dude, I run in like Hulk Hogan, just pointing in the air, like, let's go. And just get fucking socked.
Brother.
Yeah, brother. Especially Jersey. There's so many fucking crowd killers in Jersey. I'm like, Starland Ballroom's a fantastic
bad.
venue, but like when you see a certain type of band at Starland, there's like these people that come out of the Pine Barrens. They're like, I'm here to fight. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like saw Norma Jean, and fucking the second they opened up, it was just crowd killer central. I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna stay out of the pit because I don't feel like getting fucking decimated.
Stay on the perimeter.
Dude,
Yeah.
honestly, I think the worst, I would never have called this, but the worst crowd killing, aside from that Candida show I've ever seen, was at Crowbar shows.
Really?
Like,
Yeah, I
I
can see
can't
that.
even hang. There's also like, everyone is just like shirtless and huge, and I'm like, I can't.
Speaking for my people, sorry, dude.
It's
Sorry,
okay. But like, man, I have a hard time seeing at shows anyway. I'm 5'6". Like, I've literally like gone to. We went to see Sleep a couple years ago at Brooklyn Steel. All I wanted to do was see. And we were in the back. And I literally wore like these platform shoes I had for like tragedy shows. It was like so like I didn't want anybody to see them. I like wore really long socks and covered them up. But like I literally had to be like 6 inches above everyone else to see anything.
Oh man.
So when it's also everybody's huge and doing the whatever this move is, the where your shoulder is a fulcrum. Yes!
Warming up the shoulder for an hour straight.
Yeah, like I
I
don't
got
know.
a cake. I don't know, fucking.
I don't love any music enough to deal with that in front of me.
Yeah, it gets rough, but sometimes you got to take one of the chops.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what we learned at Vane. If you ever like Vane, we
Oh,
covered-
yes.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
sorry.
dude. I have never even seen. I don't even know what they look like or what their shows look like, but judging by what that album sounds like, I am terrified to find out.
It's a doozy.
Doom
Don't bring
Tech.
it. Yeah, I was like, I listened to that album and I was like, we were going to see Code Orange when they were doing their tour, like
Yeah.
through Irving Plaza.
Right.
I was like, Vane, okay, you're in touring bands. No one gives a fuck about the opener, the average person,
It's hard.
which
It's-
sucks.
yeah,
But like,
it's tough.
when you get to the show, you got room to warm up. You're like, yeah, it's cool. Like, I like to see every band. So I show up. Vane was pretty good, guys. Let's stand up at the front. Usually you gauge the pit, you see what happens. But I was like, fuck it. Let's go. First note of Vane. Fucking all three of us got punched in the face immediately. I was like,
My
whoa.
glasses
I was
went
like,
flying. I was like, my glasses.
dude, I've been to hundreds of shows. Like, I'm usually good at gauging, to stay out of danger. I've seen it all. I've been hit, but I was like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong spot and just ran. Like, dude, I was just like, dude, a guy picked up a dude like a Donkey Kong barrel and threw him into me. I was like, what? And then a fight broke out between all these people. Clearly, you throw a body
Right,
at someone.
yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
I guess we want to fight now. And the singer stopped and just stared. He's like, fucking open this shit up more. Like a fight from the pit to the Irving Plaza bar. And he just restarted the song. I was like, oh my God, they just want pure violence.
They played at the bowling alley. What the hell's that one in Brooklyn?
Brooklyn
Oh,
Bowl.
The Gutter. The gutter.
What?
Yeah, even
Yeah.
a smaller one.
Yeah, watch that video. They put it up. It's like Kerrang's the K-Pit series. They
yeah.
played at the gutter, and it's crazy what happens there. Like,
Yeah, it's a square room with a stage that's about 10 inches off the ground, and it just immediate.
Wow.
would you say it's smaller than Vitus?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because all the fucking equipment blocks the
Yeah.
back of the room.
Yeah,
so you really have
the
nowhere to go.
sound, yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Yeah, it's nuts. I recommend it if you can find a nice spot. Like, also, I'm only 26, but I never felt more like a dad. After that, I was just like, some lady was like, $40 to go VIP to go to the balcony. I was like, I'll pay for it. I have a job. So you get a
We
beer
got
ticket.
a comp drink, so that was cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's like, oh, look at the crowd. Look at them. This is a nice little spot for me. I was like, I feel like such a fucking dad right now.
You know what? Lean in, baby.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just not trying to get punched in the face or squeezed against the rail.
Yeah.
I've been to
Yeah.
enough Slayer shows, Primus shows, whatever, Cannibal Corpse shows, squeezed against the rail, like the chest compression you feel for like 8 days later. Like, I don't know. We used to do the whole wine thing when we were kids, but like, I don't know. I can't do that
Oh,
anymore.
no one does that anymore, dude. I used to do that too.
Yeah.
No, you guys just show up at time. Like, as a kid, you think you're gonna miss something if you show up when the doors open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show
But, like-
before the band loads in half the time. You watch them and they're like, oh shit.
Are you here for the show? Yeah. Can I have your autograph? You guys are awesome. And you just see him again. Hi, like we're here for another 5 hours
Yeah.
before we see you.
Can I help you? Like, can I pull?
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. Man, live concerts. Let's bring it back. That's one thing all these streams have been
Well,
doing.
dude-
I never realized how much I missed live concerts until I'm like,
I was gonna ask, do you
seriously.
guys have like
shit.
a live stream idea going on? Are you guys gonna play live from your studio, maybe?
I think we're stewing on something like that. Definitely will.
We just want to do it properly. You know, I think we want to kind of figure out
No Zoom
whatever.
call, hangout.
No, you know, probably not a Zoom call hangout. The audio, like we have, our whole rehearsal studio is rigged to record and everything like that.
That's
So like
awesome.
audio shouldn't be an issue in that sense. I think.
And you guys all live right next to each other too, so
Yeah. I think we just want to do the video right, and we want to make sure that, you know, it's inclusive and works and blah blah blah.
well, if you do it, those studio videos always turn out well, so you'll get a lot of props for that. I feel like the bands that do it right, like you said, a good quality and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it always turn out perfect. Like Fit for an
Yeah.
Autopsy did it. There's other bands that have done it. The Ocean's doing it too for their brand new record.
A lot of those we didn't live stream, but we have a lot of just a little back catalog advertisement.
like-
We have a ton of videos we've put up from
Pro
the
Shot-ish.
studio. Yeah, Pro Shot. No, yes,
I
Pro
mean,
Shot.
yeah, I think you knew what they were doing.
The series was called Locked in Studio as opposed to Live in Studio. That was pretty cute.
Wordplay.
yeah, it's just awesome. I don't know. As a fan of maybe I'm like more diehard or whatever, I just like seeing my band do shit, like bands I like. Like I'm good, dude. Even if it's a stupid minute interview to a fucking hour-long concert to a song, I'm just like, yep,
Content.
please, sir,
There
every
you
single day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like if I saw the same song recorded in 5 different places, I'll still listen to it. I'm like, oh, it's the same song. I'm like, but it's in a different city now. But
It sounds a little different this time.
it's awesome.
Well, guys, before we let you go, is there anything else you want to mention about Netherlands or Zombie Techno or anything for the fans?
Well, we got Zombie Techno. We have some developments I'm not allowed to mention yet about that happening. But then we have a lot of new music in the pipeline.
Yeah.
There's one album that's completely done that was recorded at God City with Kurt Ballou, and then there's another one that I think is going to be an EP that will probably be out before that one that we recorded later.
In our studio.
In our
It's
studio,
more homebrew, but probably
Which was-
also.
This is great. It's basically, I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to reveal, but it's basically like we went in and improvised for like 8 hours and then cut it down to the best parts, and that's the EP we're gonna do next.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
It'll be cool.
What a fantastic feeling just to jam with people too. Just a bunch of pals.
so satisfying, especially like, I mean, Damien
This
and I have been
genre.
doing this together for basically our entire lives. So like doing it with me on the guitar. So now that I'm on the bass, we really are able to like lock in with each other as a rhythm section like we never have. And then just like, we kind of laid down our little bass, and then Timo went wild over the top and all kinds of crazy. There's a couple ones where he's just playing synth, so it's 2 synths on it, and it's like Yeah, it's just like it's wild. There's some wild stuff.
Definitely a quarantine production.
Yes.
but a great one.
Well, I can't fucking wait, dude. That's gonna sound awesome.
Yeah.
And like I said, I listened to your album. The album's fucking awesome. You guys did a great job.
Man.
Thank
You two guys were great, and I can't wait to fucking see what's next. Honestly.
Yeah, definitely,
Fuck
guys.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
dude, this has been so much fun. Thank you guys so much for having us. Seriously,
Really.
anytime you need to just shoot the shit or whatever you're interested in, like we're here.
Oh,
We're here to rock
Awesome,
with you
man.
guys.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
what I do.
pleasure to have you on.
We're just two idiots that like to talk, and and we see a
Same.
lot of interviews. Like interviews are cool, and I like really well done interviews. I'm not that eloquent. I just like talking shit with people that you guys are into metal rock music. It's like, oh, we all have a lot in common. Let's just talk about it. Like,
Absolutely.
that's cool. Thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, guys.
All right, see you guys later. Be safe. Have a good day.
See you guys.
back to Seinfeld.
Unbelievable. See ya.
And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast right now. This is your boy Chris. We got Jesse. What's up, dudes?
How's it go? Yeah, am I that fat? I'm two people now. I'm plural. What's up, dudes? Hey, how's it going? Just the Jessies here.
Well, yeah, we talked to Josh. We talked to Damien, or Damo, as I like to call him, from Netherlands. It was a lot of fun. Sweet guys. Actually, I didn't think it was going to be that long, and it turned out to be that much fun, so we kept going with it. It kind of just seemed like we were friends for a while in that aspect, you know what I mean?
It was awesome. It was a great conversation. The guys were super interesting, and it was just fun to hear their perspective, especially from an awesome band. That's a political answer. No, they were awesome.
Yeah.
It was great talking about them, especially it seems like they're our age, so we relate. We grew up in the same time. We grew up with the same music, and it shows in the podcast.
Well, especially when I can
conversation.
Like name dropping Mastodon's system and stuff like that,
Yeah.
And let's name drop their album right now, Zombie Techno. Check it out. It's on their Bandcamp. So if you want to support them in the best fashion, I would go to Bandcamp. They also have their own website too, but always buying from the Bandcamp helps bands, especially on the Fridays it's the first Friday of every month, right, Jess? Bandcamp waives the fees. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, I forgot what the next Friday is going to be. I think it's going to be 3 weeks from yesterday. So
yeah, first Friday.
Get ready. Get ready. All right. Yeah,
actually,
no,
by the
awesome.
time this drops, it won't be that.
Oh yeah, whatever. First Friday, you'll figure it out. Do the math. Yeah, no, they were awesome. And like I said, I gave a listen to I never heard of them. To be fair, I'm not gonna pretend like I've loved them for years, man. I've been jamming, but I listened to Zombie Techno yesterday and fucking in full, and it was awesome. Super interesting for that kind of genre, and we talk about in the podcast that I feel like that genre can be dangerous in the sense that the songs aren't bad, but the production, if not done right, it can sound empty, and when it's all electronic stuff, it can kind of get weird. Didn't have that problem. They fucking crushed it on this album. I'll tell you that right
I think one of their best tracks is probably Firestarter, I believe. So if you guys want a song Shire Starter. Called Firestarter. Yeah, my bad. So if you guys want a track, we recommend, well, at least I recommend Shy Start's track 4. It's less than 3 minutes, and it's just awesome. It's like one of those hidden gems, in my opinion. It's not one of their singles, but it's very, very good.
Yeah, I'm sadly in this new age. I don't know names. I just hit play and listen. So
I'm like that with my playlist, but this one has stuck out to me.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I don't listen to that kind of music all the time, so it was a nice, pleasant surprise to be.
It was a change.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I can actually see that live too. I always worry about electronic bands. I guess maybe I don't have as much experience with them.
Touring as one of those bands must be tough too, with all the stuff they have to bring around.
Well, yeah,
he's talking about all the pedals that Timo has and everything.
Well, imagine. I feel like a band like that can get fucked way harder by a bad PA system, and it's not as easy as we talked about the gem bands that literally have direct.
Not if they have everything set on their own. I guess they don't.
Yeah, but unless they don't go through. If they go through amps, though, they can always. If you mic up amps where they play all that stuff, that is always going to get I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a sound guy, so I have no idea.
Why not?
Because I never went to school for it. I worked at a grocery store and wasted all my time. It was awesome. Those guys were sick, especially because we've seen them in their older band Shit Kill a few times, and it was nice finally getting to talk to them.
Right? How Was that called Full Circle?
Yeah, years ago, I never thought I'd be on a podcast talking to him and just chilling out for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I remember when I wanted to start playing them on the radio show, but I really couldn't because of their name.
Blank Kill. Who are they? Blank Kill. Who? Poop Kill.
I think they rebranded and went by the Kill. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember seeing that on Instagram.
It must have been a bitch to find that. Just I'm looking for the Kill, not 30 Seconds to Mars. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right. Dude, actually, fun thing I wanted to mention because I just saw it now on my screen. Last episode, we had Chris Adler on and James Lomenzo, and you know how Zoom has like your names on it, like Jesse and stuff like that. And
yeah,
well, mine said Chris A, but Chris Adler's didn't. So it was just really funny because every time I looked at it, I was like, there's two Chris's, which I got to say, when you're in an interview and someone's like, Chris, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, wait, they're talking about the important Chris.
Oh, wait, yeah, way more important people in here. Fuck. All right. Yeah.
So one, that's funny. And two, it's a Chris A. And I'm like, oh, we're actually both Chris A. That's funny. I actually never realized we had the same initials until we did the podcast. How crazy is that?
Well, I'd actually never realized it for some reason either.
Yeah, we have the same.
But I will say, I guess like my point is, if we ever interview Jesse from Kill Switch, Jesse. Oh, sorry.
Right.
You can talk. But luckily, we're not the same initials. But yeah, can we get that guy on? That guy's awesome.
Jesse from Kill Switch. Yeah, I wish.
Dude,
we'll try.
There's a few people I want to talk to.
We have a bucket list right now of people that we want on the show, and we hope you guys do too. So if you want anyone on the show, remember, hit us up. You don't even have to just write. Yeah, I was gonna say you don't even have to comment below. Just hit us up on social media as well if you want. That's all in the description below as well. So
we just back us social media. It's like we only care about Twitter this week. Do the Twitter. We only care about Instagram this week.
Like and follow my tweets.
It sucks. There's a few people I want to interview, but I don't know if they're metal enough.
I mean, I feel like it is called the Metal Teddy Bear Experience, but we could have the teddy bear on the show.
Yeah, like Bill Murray, the band. They're awesome. I don't think you'd like them, though, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll check it out behind the scenes.
Weren't they talking about that last week, Antheos? Or who was talking about Bill Murray, the band?
I don't know. Did
we just had someone on that was talking about Bill Murray, the band.
Was that Exiled Martyr?
Could be.
Because he liked Dance Gavin Dance, and they're kind of connected.
It very well could be. I'm just having a blank right now.
Well, if you know the answer, comment in below which episode. Yeah, no, like that guy's awesome. It's actually the singer, the guitar singer of Attack Attack. He went off. He went off like when Attack Attack ended. He just went home and just basically started. Who knew they had two guys in a band like that? He just started writing his own music, just single after single, like album after album. He released like 3 albums in like 2019. Like just making tunes, dude. And they're all so good. And the last album he released, he had a bunch of features. Actually, he had Caleb from Beartooth, who was in Attack Attack with him. And it's like featuring Caleb. Also, he's a meme lord. Like all of his songs are just memey as hell. It's goofy. Like a whole album had no spaces between any of the words. So it's just one long word. And it's just it's just annoying words. Like fucking my feelings have feelings all month. It's just like a goofball. His music video, he took a bunch of videos and put his face over the bands and just made his music video him rocking out on people's faces. Like
he has a sense of humor.
He's awesome.
I guess you have to.
In that song,
yeah,
Caleb Shomo is supposed to be in there, and then the song plays. It's amazing, and then it just ends, and as it's fading out, hello, my name is Caleb Shomo, and this is my vocal feature. And he just like at the end, that's all it was. He just said he was in the song.
Wow.
It's so troll.
That's actually pretty awesome.
I was like, was that him? He screams. Like, I guess he's not singing. It's like, this sounds like the guy, though. And then at the end, I was like, oh, what a troll.
I almost felt like that with Bleed From Within when they had Matt Heafy from Trivium guest on it. And this is before, like, I watched the video. So, like, I'm like, oh, cool, Matt's on this. And I listened to the whole thing. I'm like, I didn't hear Matt once. Because when you think of Matt, you think of the vocalist.
Yeah.
Like, not that he plays guitar as well. So I'm like, I'm listening to this. And I watched the video. I'm like, oh, he did this. So
also, one of the coolest music videos I've ever seen now, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was so casual, so fun. It was such a fun idea.
Matt Heafy's left the chat.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Like, especially now we do these fucking interviews and Skype and, well, mostly Zoom now, luckily. Zoom is awesome.
Yeah,
Unless Skype wants to sponsor us for some weird reason, then I guess we'll sell out. But like, you just see Matt Heafy wants to join chat. You just see a little cursor, admit, and then he just starts riffing, and then he just leaves, and they're passing around the champagne throughout the screen. But like, yeah, like, God, dude, we talked about this off camera, but yeah, there's like those guys, man. Like whether you don't like the music or not, man, these people that can just turn out songs. And it seems like the way the boys in what do you call it? Oh my God, my brain. The boys in freaking Netherlands were talking, Josh and Damien, about Timo. Sounds like he's one of those guys for that genre. He's like Timo, a Caleb,
like a
like
really
he just
cool dude.
Yeah,
like
and he apparently writes tunes for days. They said he has like
he has a vault.
Yeah, which is awesome. It's always great to hear a guy like it. There's people like that. You can't do that. You can't learn to do that. That is, I don't know what that is. I don't know if you're born with it or like whatever the fucking.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Unbelievable. But yeah, that guy's awesome. And those guys are awesome, and I appreciate them coming on.
Remember, it's Zombie Techno. Check it out on their Bandcamp, Netherlands.
Yeah.
And this is where we're going to wrap up the nice little podcast. Jesse, you do a nice little react channel. You're going to do some Netherlands reactions?
Nope, I already listened to everything. I'm kidding. I'll check it out. I'll see what's up, and I'll definitely check it out. I'm going to be starting to do more. I know I said this before, but I'm really planning on doing it now. I'm going to start doing more like album reviews. And at least maybe twice a month. I think it would be cool. Maybe every month, maybe every week. But think about releasing like a few. Keep it a post. Oh my God, YouTube.com/c/Insid1. Check there. You should see it. I'm gonna be doing drum covers. It's gonna be great. I have one done, so I just got to put it together and upload it. So, and check my YouTube to see it. And then, what about your stuff, dude?
WMSC. I still do my radio show Tuesday nights, 7 to 10 p.m. there. So you guys can check that out if you miss it. Obviously it's live, so if you can't catch it, it's kind of hard sometimes. You can always find it on mixcloud.com/MTB experience. I'll be there. And I also do interviews on that show as well. That's on the soundcloud.com/WMSC. So I actually have some recent ones there. I interviewed The Ocean and The Wise Man's Fear and all that. And Dave Ellefson, a Megadeth name drop right there. That was really cool. So check those out as well if you want more content by your boy.
Your boy Chris A, not Chris
and
Adler.
Yeah, Chris right. And next episode, we're going to find out if Jesse's super depressed when DC loses tonight.
If he loses, I'm quitting everything.
I mean, if you guys don't know Jesse, he loves UFC and he loves DC. Oh my God, his boy. I remember all the videos and clips he would show me. Dude, look at this guy. He's so cool. And now I'm just going to troll him the whole night saying how he's going to lose.
DC is one of the nicest people, not even in the fight game, in the world. One of the most genuine people. Everybody says it. It's not even like, oh, you don't know him. Everybody says it. Every interview comes off. He works so hard. He works with the community, his community. He teaches. He's a championship, double champ level fighter that teaches high school wrestling middle school wrestling. Every day he'd go to camp practice, and then he'd go to the middle school and train all these kids.
I didn't know it was turned
for
into
free.
A DC fan page.
Oh, I'll suck him off all goddamn day. Stipe's a great guy. He's a fucking firefighter. He's an American hero too. Dude, that'd be legend. He would never do it. If we got DC, it'd be awesome. But this is a sucky fight in the sense that there's no bad guy here. I feel like a dick rooting against Stipe because the guy's legitimately a hero. He comes back from winning the heavyweight title and he goes and cleans toilets in the fucking fire department, and then because they're fucking assholes and they make him do it. He's like, you think your ego's big? Clean the toilet, Stipe. Even though he could probably beat the shit out of everyone in the fire department. And then he has to go save people from burning buildings. And then he's like, I got to go train to fight a killer. Like, that could kill me. It's like, while he's fighting fires. It's like, yeah, I still love DC, though. Sorry, man. You're going to have to take this L. This is a retirement fight. Let the man go. Let the man go out as a GOAT. He's been in John Jones' shadow for too long. He needs this fucking thing.
Jesse can have his own UFC podcast right here.
I'll fucking talk all day about it. But, yeah, let's wrap it up. I've talked too much today. Yeah.
All right,
love you guys. Love you all.
Thank you guys for tuning in, as always. Until next time, next episode is Thursday. So keep in for that.
I can't flex too much. Close it.
Keep it real, my friends.
Peace.